Imagine a world where a single scholar, centuries before Wall Street or the Federal Reserve even existed, predicted the pitfalls of modern finance, from skyrocketing inequality and market manipulations to the dangers of unchecked greed. What if I told you that this thinker, writing in the 11th century, warned that when money strays from its moral roots, entire societies crumble? In today's era of economic uncertainty, with inflation eating away at savings and billionaires hoarding unprecedented wealth, his words aren't just historical footnotes, they're a blueprint for understanding why our financial system feels so fragile. Welcome to Real Financial Truth, where we uncover the hidden stories of money's past to navigate its turbulent present. Today, we're diving deep into the revolutionary ideas of Hamid Al-Ghazali, a Muslim philosopher whose insights on economics could reshape how you view your bank account, investments, and even the next recession. To grasp Al-Ghazali's genius, let's transport ourselves back to the Islamic Golden Age around 1100 CE. Picture this: while Europe languished in feudal darkness, recovering from barbarian invasions and plagued by poverty, the Islamic Empire buzzed with innovation and prosperity. Spanning from Spain's vibrant Andalusia to the bustling bazaars of Persia, cities like Baghdad, Cairo, and Damascus were global hubs of trade, science, and culture. Caravans laden with exotic spices, shimmering silks, precious metals, and intricate textiles crisscrossed vast deserts and seas, fueling an economy that rivaled anything the world had seen. Scholars in grand libraries debated advanced mathematics, astronomy, and medicine, translating ancient Greek texts and pushing human knowledge forward. It was a time of rapid wealth accumulation, where merchants amassed fortunes and inequality began to widen, much like the tech boom or housing bubbles we've witnessed in recent decades. Amid this whirlwind of progress and peril, Al-Ghazali emerged as a towering intellect. Born in 1058 in what is now Iran, he climbed to the pinnacle of academia by his 30s, teaching at Baghdad's prestigious Nizamiya Madrasa. But unlike many elites who basked in privilege, Al-Ghazali was a relentless questioner. He experienced a profound personal crisis, abandoning his post to wander as a Sufi mystic, seeking deeper truths. This journey honed his unique perspective, blending theology, philosophy, and sharp social observation to critique a society growing rich but losing its soul. At the heart of Al-Ghazali's economic philosophy lies a deceptively simple yet profound view of money, not as an end in itself, but as a neutral tool designed solely for exchange. He likened it to a mirror, worthless alone, but invaluable for reflecting and facilitating real value in goods, services, and human cooperation. In an age when many viewed wealth as divine favor or mere plunder, Al-Ghazali argued that money's true purpose was to circulate freely, enabling trade and community building. Hoarding, he declared, was the ultimate economic sin. When the affluent lock away their gold and silver in vaults or under mattresses, they don't just idle resources, they choke the lifeblood of society. Imagine a river dammed up, water stagnates, ecosystems die, and downstream communities suffer. Similarly, hoarded wealth creates artificial scarcity, inflating prices, stifling innovation, and breeding resentment. Al-Ghazali observed this in his own time, as rising merchants and rulers amassed fortunes while the masses struggled. He warned that such imbalances don't just harm the poor, they erode social cohesion, leading to unrest and eventual collapse. Fast forward to today, and his words ring true in America's debates over wealth taxes, where the top 1% controls more assets than the bottom 90%, often parked in tax havens or speculative assets that do little for the broader economy. Building on this, Al-Ghazali delved into the corrosive effects of speculation, which he saw as profit without genuine contribution, a moral and systemic poison. In medieval markets, traders might withhold goods to drive up prices during shortages or spread rumors to manipulate demand. Al-Ghazali condemned these tactics, stating that profiting from others' misfortune spreads corruption like a virus, undermining the trust essential for any economy. He wasn't naive, he recognized markets as vital for human progress, praising honest commerce that creates jobs and meets needs. But speculation, he argued, distorts incentives, rewarding cunning over creation. Consider how this mirrors the 2008 financial crisis, where Wall Street bankers bundled toxic mortgages into complex derivatives, betting on failure while everyday Americans lost homes and savings. Or think of recent crypto schemes and meme stock frenzies, where hype inflates values only to crash, leaving retail investors holding the bag. Al-Ghazali would likely view these as textbook examples of his warnings. When speculation dominates, markets become casinos, not engines of growth, and the fallout: lost pensions, bankruptcies, widened inequality, threatened societal stability. What sets Al-Ghazali apart is his emphasis on trust as the invisible foundation of all economic activity. Without it, transactions grind to a halt, contracts become meaningless, and currencies lose value. He identified practices like false advertising, defective goods, or asymmetric information where sellers hide flaws as direct assaults on this trust. In his magnum opus, The Revival of the Religious Sciences, he outlined ethical guidelines for trade, insisting that transparency and fairness aren't optional, they're prerequisites for prosperity. This anticipates modern concepts like behavioral economics and game theory, where Nobel laureates like Daniel Kahneman have shown how irrational biases and distrust inflate transaction costs, making deals more expensive and economies less efficient. Al-Ghazali went further, linking individual ethics to collective outcomes. A merchant who cheats might gain short-term, but the ripple effects, damaged reputations, boycotts, market failures harm everyone. In the US context, this explains phenomena like the opioid crisis, where pharmaceutical companies downplayed risks for profit, eroding public faith in healthcare and big business, or the ongoing antitrust battles against tech giants accused of monopolistic practices that stifle competition. Shifting to labor, Al-Ghazali elevated work as a noble pursuit, arguing that earned wealth builds character and sustains society, while unearned gains through inheritance or exploitation foster laziness and moral decay. He viewed labor not just economically but spiritually, as a path to self-improvement and communal benefit. This resonates with American ideals of the self-made success story, from Horatio Alger tales to modern entrepreneurs like Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey. Yet, Al-Ghazali critiques systems where the powerful extract value without input, such as usury or rent-seeking behaviors. In his era, this meant landlords squeezing peasants or moneylenders charging exorbitant interest. Today, it's venture capitalists flipping companies for quick profits or gig economy platforms underpaying workers. He advocated for a balance where wealth creation aligns with social good, suggesting that true prosperity arises when labor is fairly rewarded, echoing calls for living wages and worker protections in contemporary U.S. policy debates. Al-Ghazali didn't spare governments either, delivering scathing critiques of state meddling in currency, a practice as old as empires. Rulers in his time often debased coins by mixing in cheaper metals, effectively creating inflation to fund wars or luxuries without raising taxes outright. He called this outright theft, a betrayal that disproportionately hurts the vulnerable while enriching the elite. By eroding purchasing power, it sows distrust in authority and destabilizes trade. Al-Ghazali urged rulers to act as stewards, enforcing just weights, measures, and contracts rather than exploiting the system. This foresight is uncanny when examining U.S. history, from the Continental Congress printing money during the Revolution, leading to hyperinflation, to modern quantitative easing post-2008, which critics argue inflates asset bubbles while wages stagnate. He predicted that persistent debasement drives people to alternative stores of value, like gold or foreign currencies. Sound familiar with Bitcoin's rise amid fiat currency fears? In essence, Al-Ghazali saw the state not as an economic manipulator but a guardian of fairness, warning that corrupt leadership accelerates downfall faster than any external threat. Observing the political turbulence of his age, warring dynasties, grasping governors, and fiscal mismanagement, Al-Ghazali traced how top-down corruption cascades through society. When leaders prioritize personal gain, it normalizes deceit at every level. Officials take bribes, merchants cut corners, and citizens evade taxes. He likened this to a diseased body, where the head's ailment spreads to the limbs, ultimately paralyzing the whole. His remedy? A return to ethical governance, where policies foster equity and accountability. This holistic view explains why nations like Switzerland or Singapore thrive with strong institutions, while others plagued by cronyism falter. In America, parallels abound in scandals like Watergate or the 2020 election disputes, which erode faith in democracy and, by extension, economic confidence. Al-Ghazali's stark warning that societies can endure scarcity but not systemic dishonesty feels tailor-made for our time of polarized politics and declining institutional trust. Delving deeper into human psychology, Al-Ghazali recognized that economic behaviors stem from innate drives. Fear prompts hoarding, greed fuels speculation, and opportunism breeds cheating. He argued that without moral anchors, be they religious, philosophical, or communal, these impulses run rampant, turning economies into battlegrounds of self-interest. Yet, he offered hope. By aligning incentives with virtue, societies can channel these energies productively. For instance, encouraging philanthropy or ethical investing rewards contribution over extraction. This prefigures modern behavioral finance, where experts like Richard Thaler highlight how nudges can steer better decisions. In the US, think of initiatives like impact investing or ESG funds, which aim to blend profit with purpose, echoing Al-Ghazali's call for wealth tied to responsibility. As we connect these threads to the 21st century, Al-Ghazali's relevance explodes. Our globalized economy amplifies his concerns. Trillion-dollar debts, AI-driven market manipulations, and climate-induced resource scarcities all test the moral fabric he described. His anti-hoarding stance critiques the ultra-rich parking fortunes in non-productive assets, exacerbating the wealth gap that's wider now than during the Gilded Age. Speculation warnings apply to everything from GameStop squeezes to NFT bubbles, where hype trumps fundamentals. And his trust emphasis explains the surge in populism, as disillusioned voters reject elites amid perceived corruption. Even monetary policy debates, should the Fed prioritize inflation control or full employment, mirror his debates on currency integrity. What if embracing his principles could prevent the next crash? Imagine policies promoting circulation through progressive taxes, anti-speculation regulations like transaction taxes, and transparency mandates to rebuild trust. Al-Ghazali's ultimate lesson is that finance isn't just numbers, it's a reflection of human values. When detached from ethics, it breeds fragility. When grounded in fairness, it fosters enduring prosperity. In an age of financial anxiety, his medieval wisdom offers timeless armor. If this exploration of Al-Ghazali's ideas has opened your eyes to the moral undercurrents shaping our economy, take a moment to like this video. It helps spread these crucial insights to more people just like you. And if you're ready for more deep dives into financial history that could safeguard your future, subscribe to Real Financial Truth right now. Drop a comment below. What modern economic issue do you think Al-Ghazali would critique most harshly today? Reflecting on his legacy, Al-Ghazali reminds us that true wealth isn't measured in dollars but in the health of our communities and the integrity of our systems. He challenges us to ask, are we building an economy that uplifts or one that exploits? In answering that, we might just avert the collapses he so astutely foresaw. History isn't destiny, but ignoring it is a risk we can't afford. Thanks for joining this journey. Until next time, keep questioning the financial truths around you.